Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Actually, happy last Motivation Monday of the year, which is kind of exciting. We've had quite the roller coaster for 2016 so far. I hope everybody is trying to stay warm out there. I feel really bad for my friends up north. I was hearing horror stories from the Midwest this weekend of it being 20 below and basically nobody going outside. We're suffering a little bit here in California and San Diego. It's going to be about I'd say 65 today, and I'm not joking yesterday when I say I was driving down the road and there was a guy in a parka with a scarf and his hat and everything. It was kind of ridiculous. So today's Monday is going to be a little bit about just organization. What can we make sure we're going to do over the next few weeks to stay organized with everything that's going on in open enrollment? So I thought we'd start with just a nice organization quote where organization isn't about perfection, it's about efficiency, reducing stress and clutter, saving time and money, improving your overall quality of life. Kind of the truth when it comes to organization, especially in sales. It's more about efficiency and reducing stress to us. And by being more efficient, that just helps us pump out sales in the long run. So happy Motivation Monday. For the one or two new people on the call, which is great, you can jump on. We're going to start again there in 2017. We just go through 4 things. We start with the tip of the week. We're going to look at the trends really quick. We'll take a look at the sales leaders and end, of course, with the sales technique, which is going to be a quick one this week. Just due to open enrollment, everything that's been going on with deadlines extended, this should be a quick one this morning. So to start with the tip of the week, so the tip of the week is there's going to be no Motivation Monday, the first one next week, so on the 26th there or the 2nd. Both of those will be canceled because nobody is in the office, so don't try to show up to those ones. There will not be anybody there. The other one is just quickly, I got an email from retention, from one of the retention departments, actually the one for NatGen. And what they said is, hey, can you just remind your agents really quick about 2 things, and it's going to greatly increase their retention. They said the first 2 complaints that they always get are basically billing, so how supplements are drafted at a different time. A lot of people, when they're selling major medicals, don't explain how the supplements are billed, even though the major medical doesn't really bill until the policy starts, so it won't bill until next year. With the supplements, most of them are drafted right away. So make sure to explain the difference. Even though the supplements may not start until the exact same date, a lot of them do draft right away, and they say they get a lot of calls for that, and they get a lot of cancellations, which, they're trying to avoid cancellations. That's actually their job. The second one that they get a lot of complaints about is, I have no idea how this product actually works with what I have. So I thought that was interesting. Make sure to explain how the supplements work in conjunction with the major medical policy. And they said if agents do both of those, they'd probably see about a 60% increase in just the retention of the policies. I mean, take everything you hear with a grain of salt, but I said, you know what? I will send on the message, so there we go. To take a look at the trends, what's going on, it's going to be crazy coming on up. So obviously with major medical, we have been steady with it. So golden rule kind of leading the way with major medical, and a slight decrease in short-term medical, not a lot. But it's hard to have, after last week basically being a record-breaking week with short-term medical sales, keeping that going. So we had an above average compared to a normal week, but nothing compared to last week with that record-breaking week. We were steady in accidents, so Healthy America Gap Max there. We had a great increase with critical illness, which is something to keep in mind with. Critical illness is a really great policy, even though, yes, not all of your customers will get a critical illness, not like how most of them will use an accident policy. But for those that get a critical illness, they would really like to have that policy. If they can get a lump sum benefit for $50,000, that's what's going to make sure that they have a roof over their head. So critical illness, huge increase there with CBL. And my favorite, huge increase there in dental. Even though we don't make a lot on dental, we talk about it over and over and over. What dental does is it really just helps increase retention, and it's going to give your customer a positive mindset about you because that is what they're actually going to want to use. So taking a look over the week, we had a really good week with ancillaries. We kind of unfortunately couldn't keep the same consistency there with short term, but that's absolutely fine because we had a really record-breaking week, and we are kind of up and running with our or major medical. Now, just to let everybody know, if this is your first open enrollment, this is far from mine. I've done every one so far. It's going to slow down just a hair right now, so don't be shocked. What happens is, right around the first deadline, everybody's going to go, they buy. The holidays hit, not everybody thinks about it. Some even talk about it over the holiday tables. So don't be surprised if your sales slow down. That being said, that's major medical sales. You can still do some short-term sales right now. If somebody does need the gap filling plan, you can do those types of short-term sales. And your supplement sales, those may slow down a little due to the attachment with the major medical, but don't be shocked. Trust me, it is going to pick back up pretty dang quick. So who are our sales leaders? So as far as it goes, with short-term medical, we had David Thomas there with NHIC, Andrew Orlikoff with NHIC, and Katia Santa Maria as well with NHIC. Kind of led the pack this week. So those good Nat Gen policies, if that's something you're not selling, you may want to take a look because the top three, that's actually what they sold. For major medical, these are all golden rule, just to let you know. So it's James Johnson, Wai-Jen Chu, and Karen Hotch. Those three. So we had a gold, a silver, and a bronze there. And with the ancillary, we had Andrew Orlikoff with TrioMed. So just a ridiculous amount of TrioMed sales. Every short term had a TrioMed on it. So good job there, Andrew. Jacob Gordon with dental, and Katia Santa Maria as well with Starmount. So dental and dental kind of leading the week. We had a lot of TrioMed and a lot of dental going on. So good job. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to talk about just a few quick sales tips here, more about organization during open enrollment. So why do you care about organization? I actually hear this one a lot from my agents. I'm a really good seller. I sell a ton of business. My top agent, who I have worked with for over 5 years, sells like just no idea. Like I cannot fathom how much this guy is selling. His very first year of selling, he lost, gosh, I want to say like 60% of his policies just by not being organized. We got him up, we got him running. I'm like, good, he's up and going. It's before I really held his hand too hard, and then they found out what was going on. I'm like, okay, we need to stop and take a look at this. You're selling it, but why are these not sticking? So first off is obviously benefit explanation. The second one is how organized and how much are you actually following up with your clients? It seems silly right now. You're saying, you know what? I'm selling a ton. It's open enrollment. I don't really want to worry about organization. No, this is the time where you need to stop and focus. What this is going to do is really it's going to help just increase your sales by eliminating wasted time. So if your client sits there and calls, you're not going to sit there trying to dig through the files, dig through the emails, trying to find what they're talking about. No. You want to have everything in one spot so you can work smarter, not harder. Another reason too, just talking to agent services, Tammy there, she kind of brought this up last week as well. It's really going to help you fix commission issues quick. So commission questions, obviously, you sell the most business right now. That means you're probably going to have the most questions right now. That's fine. This is just going to help you so you can talk to agency services quick with exactly what you need so you can get off the phone. And the last one there is it's really going to help you track trends as well for future open enrollment periods. And what does that do? Well, what we're going to do is after open enrollment, we're going to talk about taking a look at getting licensed in different states. It's a pretty common topic. I actually talked quite a bit about that last week with an agency. You want to expand where you can sell. A lot of agents say, the time when I really noticed my sales increases is when I bought Michigan, Texas, just some, a few states there. Depends on which agent you talk to. This is going to help you track trends. What are you selling? Okay, so you sell a ton of short-term. Don't go to Minnesota. Maybe you want to be a little cautious about California then. What are you commonly selling? Where's that product? Where can we expand? Which is the point. We're tracking right now. We're not analyzing, but we're just tracking our trends. So in the future, we can expand our personal business here as 1099s by knowing what we're doing. So we're going to start with track every sale. This is not a joke, unfortunately. So why do we have to track every sale? Well, first thing is a lot of policies do require clients to e-sign. If they're not e-signed, some carriers will actually not deliver the policy. Kind of important there. So we're going to track to make sure every policy is signed, that we're doing proper follow-up. One of my top agents, what he will do As he sits there and he goes, you know what? I call 10 days after I sell every policy except during open enrollment. I call 14. I want to make sure that they're going to receive their ID cards. That's when I get to fix any issues as well. You know, because maybe they want to do a benefit change. You know, they usually like to call during the 10-day free look period. That's kind of a little retention hint for them. So call there, you know, see, have you got your ID cards? More than likely not, especially during open enrollment. But you can fix any issues or questions they have, and you can also ask for referrals. What is really common right now is people don't ask for referrals during open enrollment because they say they're too busy. Don't do that. Make sure to continuously ask for referrals. This is going to be the time when they're going to be talking to friends about health insurance. They just bought something that they hopefully understand, but you know, it's something that's actually at the front of everybody's mind right now, especially with it being so close to an election. So it's a good time to ask for it. So how are you going to start? By tracking every sale? Well, there's some things you need to make sure to track. And we do have a really nice Excel spreadsheet that we made here at AHCP that if you feel free to send an email to training@ahcpsales.com, we're more than happy to get that out to you. But what you need to track is you need to track their name. Under name, we need to have date of birth. If you gathered their social security number, you may want to do that. A lot of carriers are going to use that to track their policies, as well as the client's phone and email address. That's going to help you reach out to them really quick if they're sitting there with a question. Policy number. Also, another thing to track is state. So what policy number, what state, what carrier, what products, and what status. Why do you care about carrier? Because maybe you're going to find a comparable carrier in the future. Products are going to help us track the products. If you put a filter on the top, you can actually filter by, hey, where am I selling all of my short-term products with? Then you can see what am I selling with my short-term products. As well as status. Are they active? Are they inactive? Maybe the client called up, marked it and not taken. So you can choose to track all of your own products. Another as well that you want to do, so you want to do all of their personal name information, all of their policy numbers, as well as your own information as well. And this will help you just be quick. So it's really, when you got the carrier, you want to have your carrier, your own personal writing website. If that carrier requires you to have a writing agent number, your writing agent number, as well as that carrier back office. Big thing right now is that you need to make sure to set time aside to check where your policies are. You know, just go through, I call it tracking. Have your tracking time. I like to set aside tracking time every day. Go through, block off a half hour, start going through, back offices. Make sure my clients are up to date. I also, though, focus my time one at a time. So I start by, hey, you know what, here's going to be my time that I'm going to be doing my cold calls. This is when I'm doing my client follow-ups for the next half hour. After that, I have a client sales pitch at 11 o'clock. So I like to section it off. It just helps me work quicker. And I do have my tracking time. That's extremely important. Other quick organization tips, as I told you, this is going to be a quick one today. Things you should have already have done, and if you don't have these, things to reach out and ask about. Voicemail scripts. We have a really great voicemail training with some good example voicemail scripts that are on training at the training area of AHCP Sales. Email templates as well. You want to be able to just copy and paste and shoot out emails. It's really hard during open enrollment with so much volume. You may want to have some email templates set aside as well as follow-up templates. I do follow-up ones as well, so I know exactly what I need to ask on my follow-up call, so I'm not sitting there getting lost. So like I talked about before, make sure to set time aside for your tracking of all of your sales. Make email folders as well. So, I have email folders for my clients and what kind of questions that they may have, especially by carrier. Follow up on your sales to reduce chargebacks. That's a huge thing. Just make sure to follow up. A lot of people just make the sale and leave them. And guess what? What's going to happen is the client's going to call up confused. They're going to contact the carrier before you. The carrier is going to terminate their policy, and they're going to contact another agent to sell. And guess what? You lost not only that major medical sale, you lost every supplemental product as well. The client's not going to want any of them. So make sure to follow up. That's a big thing about organization. I know that, honestly, we have 3 months to get as much done as possible. So just try to keep everything together. Create a follow-up tracking sheet. Make sure to have all of your templates ready on it and just follow up, follow up, follow up. If you have any questions or if you want a copy of that template, feel free to email training@hcpsales.com or contact agency services as well. They will make sure to get you over to either myself or Tammy and we can get that out to you. Do keep in mind that there will be no Motivation Monday next week just due to the holiday or the week after. And I want to make sure to go through, thank everybody for a great year here. And that if you do need anything, never hesitate to reach out and ask, and just try to knock it out this week. And I hope everybody just has a fantastic holiday, and I'm looking forward to running these Motivation Mondays again in here to 2017. Honestly, everybody, just have a great year. Keep your head down and keep a smile on your face.